For a large project, what would you say are key components that a board may overlook, but you advise a board should look into before starting that process?
Well, first of all, the board has to identify what the project is. And the course is gonna, what I'm hoping to do in the course is to get some ideas from the audience and actually take a project in a particular matter through from start to finish. One of the first things you have to do is identify what the scope of the project is. But who's going to identify what the scope is? Am I, as a board member who works as a doctor's assistant, do I know anything about building envelopes or roofs, and can I draft up a scope? Am I going to trust the contractor that I'm going to hire to write up the scope? No. One of the most important things you need to do, or that I recommend doing on larger projects, is to hire a consultant. But as with hiring the vendor, the association has leverage over who they hire. Get recommendations, talk to fellow board members, go to the SCCA President's Forum and find out who other presidents of other associations have used and have had good luck with. Word of mouth is one of the best ways to find a good contractor, because you're getting a spot-on referral right away. So you get a referral with regards to a consultant. Most of the time the consultant's going to be an engineer who specializes in this type, whether it's elevators, roofs, building envelope, roads. You're going to get an engineer that specializes in that type, so they know, and they're going to talk with the board, and they're going to draft up the scope. And the scope is what goes out in the RFP, which is a request for proposal, and in order to get bids from the vendors. Now, one of the most important things to do with your consultant is to specifically write down and specifically identify what authority that consultant has. I've seen engineering consultant contracts that provide carte blanche authority to the consultant, which is horrible. Why is it horrible? Well, because I'm thinking of the worst case scenario. 99% of the time, maybe it's fine, but that 1% of the time where that engineer approves change order payment applications for hundreds of thousands of dollars over what the contract bid price is, and then suddenly 6 months later the association is having to pay out twice what the contract price was, and the board has no idea, you gave the consultant too much authority. You need to be able to control that authority and have open communication between you and your consultant. And that's the type of leverage that the association needs to exert when getting the consultant. But just like the attorney and the insurance agent, the consultant is going to be one of the most important people in the smooth running of the project, and communication is key. Communication is key.